Okay, for my book, I did The Berenstain Bears' Family Get Together. I would not recommend this book for children that are 5 or 6 because it's pretty simple. Like, the words and the sentences are very simple, and there's not a ton of concepts in this book, but for 3 to 4 year olds it would be appropriate in my opinion. One example of cognitive development in this book was egocentrism. An example of this was the young brother bear told the whole entire story from his own perspective. A quote was, "We dance, we sing, we laugh at jokes." It's all told from what he perceives his family is doing, not what they think is going on. Another example of cognitive development was the use of symbols. The brother bear sees a great big truck coming to the party and says that it is his Uncle Gus's. The quote is, "In a great big truck, it's Uncle Gus's." The child connects the symbol of a big truck to his Uncle Gus's, even if it's not his uncle. And then the last example of cognitive development was transduction. And the brother bear realizes that when it gets dark, the lights come on, and he says, "We've put up lights for when it's dark, so the lights will be on when it starts to get dark." An example of psychosocial development was simultaneous emotions. Brother bear is feeling prepared and excited for their family to get together, but he's also feeling uncertain about being completely ready for the party, and he says, "Yes, we are prepared, I think." So he's feeling unprepared but also excited at the same time. Another example of psychosocial development is initiative versus guilt. And Brother Bear is wondering if he has properly planned this party, and then he realizes that he has done his best in planning it. He says, "But are we ready for our get-together?" And then later he says, "We've done our best to prepare. We have lots of food and drinks." He has taken initiative to plan the party, and now he's avoided feeling guilty about doing so. The final example of psychosocial development throughout the book is gender differences. Children start to understand the gender roles of our society and begin to recognize them more often when they're 3 to 6 years old. And an example of this is when Brother Bear tells how he sees his Papa Bear and Uncle Max slap each other on the back. However, he doesn't seem to pay any attention to what his mom, his sister, or his other female relatives are doing at the party, since he himself is a boy, so he only recognizes what the boys are doing.
This was Walter's Magic Wand, and I think it is a great book to read if you are between the ages of 3 and 6 and a developing human being. It has 3 amazing examples of cognitive development, the first being transductive reasoning. This book shows improper cause and effect relationship with Walter using his magic wand. It shows animism. When Walter taps on something with his wand, it comes to life right in front of him. And it shows artificialism. Walter believes his magic wand controls the things around him. It also has 3 great examples of psychosocial development. Self-concept. Walter knows that he feels dry and dusty even if nobody else can feel it because he's the only one seeing what he's seeing. It also has looking glass self. Walter is able to see himself through the librarian's eyes at the end of the story, realizing that she could see everything too. And it has theory of mind. Walter knows that his mind is being tricked and his grandiose visions are not real.
And this is the book, The Little Elephant with the Big Earache, which is about a little elephant named Eddie who is having a birthday party coming up and gets an earache, goes to the doctor, and then has his birthday party. So this exemplifies cognitive development in children ages 3 to 6 with spatial ability. So obviously elephants in real life cannot fit on beds, but children this age are just starting to develop spatial ability, understanding how big things are in relation to other items. And there's also a part in this book where Eddie speaks to himself in bed. He says, "My ear hurts." And that is an example of private speech, which is normal for children from the ages 3 to 6. This also exemplifies animism when Eddie builds a sand elephant. And his mother asks, does it have an earache? And he says, no, this elephant's fine. And he's attributing life to this inanimate object. On the psychosocial side, this exemplifies the phallic stage of psychosocial development, which is the attachment to parents, because Eddie, first thing he does when he wakes up with an earache, he says, I need to talk to my mom. Also, it shows self-image representation, because his ear hurts, and which makes him upset, but then he's also happy and excited for his birthday party, which is more suitable for children who are 5 to 6 years old, for them to be able to understand having more than one emotion at once. And also shows constructive play when Eddie is making a sand elephant, which is very common for children aged 3 to 6. Oh yeah, and I do recommend this book for children aged 3 to 6, probably near the 5 and 6 range, just because of that self-image representation, but it is a good book for developing children.